Alright guys, if y'all have a Dodge Ram 50 or a Mitsubishi Mighty Max and it's real sluggish when you give it full throttle and it don't want to climb hills very good and stuff, then this is probably your problem right here. This is what's called the secondary valve, and it's like a rubber diaphragm in there that's vacuum powered, and mine is bad. It will not hold a vacuum anymore. And this little spring goes right here on the bottom. I've done bent it up some, but the spring goes on the bottom right there. And then I'm going to show you where it connects under here. The spring connects to that secondary butterfly valve right there, which is where it comes off. You can see those two holes is where that secondary valve mounted. But when you give it full throttle and that vacuum, or actually once you get past about half throttle, you can see that little thing right there. It allows that little round thing right there to go past. Once you get half throttle, it allows it to start opening the second valve, butterfly valve in your engine, or not in your engine but in your carburetor. And without that second butterfly valve opening, your carburetor is basically running on one barrel when it's a 2-barrel carb, so it's not getting a good air mix ratio, and it's very sluggish and stuff. And like I said, it will not climb hills good, it won't tow good or anything like that. And it just, after about second gear in this truck, that's when it gets real sluggish and has no power, because that's when your RPMs are a little higher, and it just don't want to move hardly, like it has no passing power or anything and stuff. And like I said, that's the reason right there. It's very common on these trucks for those to go bad, and to get a new one you have to have it specially ordered from Japan, and it's $94 US dollars. And like I said, that secondary valve, I'm just gonna to fix this problem, I'm just gonna hook this spring that I took off that secondary valve up around the actual throttle cable assembly itself, and that way it'll keep tension on the secondary valve, but it will not allow it to open until after you pass second gear. Well, I mean, not second gear, but after you pass half throttle. I'm going to go ahead and hook the spring around that. Go ahead and twist the spring, kind of lock it in place. But this isn't exactly the best way to do this. This is just how I'm going to do it, because it is going to work like this. You can find another way to hook it up if you wanted to. You really need 2 hands for this. But anyways, I kind of got it on there. Anyways, I got the spring hooked around that, and it keeps tension. Now it might go shooting off because I don't have it on there all the way, but that'll keep tension on that secondary butterfly valve. And once I get past half throttle, you can see it'll start opening with the primary throttle, and there's full throttle right there with both butterfly valves open. And you want to do this a couple times, to make sure your throttle won't get stuck, because if that spring's too tight, it'll hold that secondary valve open and keep your throttle wide open, and it'll get stuck. So you want to make sure you have kind of a weak spring. That's why I used the one that was on there, because it is a very weak spring. Just powerful enough to pull that open when you give it half throttle or more, and not too powerful to where it holds the throttle wide open. But all you gotta do is take that off, and take the spring off of this, off the bottom of that. Just unwrap it from that bottom right there. Unwrap the spring from it, connect it back on your secondary valve, and then run it up around this throttle. Because what that does, like I said, it allows the engine or the carburetor to get more airflow through, because it opens that second butterfly valve in your engine. So basically, without fixing it, it's basically like it runs around on choke. Even though the choke's off, that's basically how it's wanting to run at wide open throttle and stuff. It's wanting to run basically with the choke on, is basically how it's acting. But anyways, if you have any questions, I can try to help you with them in the comments and stuff. But this is how I'm going to fix mine. And I'm sure it's going to work great. It's working great so far. Throttle's not sticking or anything, and like I said, that's the main thing you want to worry about. Make sure that the spring's not too strong to keep that open. But anyways, I hope you have luck with yours, and I hope it helps whatever problems you have. Thank you. Rate, comment, subscribe.